All right. Let's see how this is going to work out. Hey, Danya. Okay, this has got a major delay. I got to turn down the volume on this. So how am I going to do that? Yeah, I'm just what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out how to stream from Streamyard to simulcast into. Yeah, this is going to be annoying. Okay. Because how do I control the volume on Instagram? Okay, it's event logs. No, that's not what I want. You guys got to bear with me. I'm trying to work all these quirks. The problem is I'm hearing myself on StreamYard, and then I'm hearing myself also on on Instagram. So yeah, no, they got a serious delay problem. If I speak on StreamYard, it takes it about five 5 to 10 seconds before you can hear it on Instagram. This is crazy. Um, See, I can't lower the volume on StreamYard because then nobody will be able to hear me. But over here, see, and it's not showing up on my phone either that I'm live. Yeah, I'm just like I said, this was a new feature that was presented to us for those of us that use StreamYard to do live streams. And I thought it was interesting. This is something that I had been hoping they would do in the near future, where Instagram would open up. This is going to drive me nuts. Yeah, no, the problem with the delay is I get to saying something, then I can hear myself in the background coming in. Let's see, more tools. And the thing is, it doesn't have an option how to mute. Yeah, they still have some work to do to be able to figure this out. I think the concept is great. The technology is a little bit behind though, and I don't know if it's Instagram purposely doing this because they really want you to use Instagram to live stream for them. Can you guys hear that double echo like an echo? No, Dr. Anthony, I'm not passing. Um, it's it, it's about a 12-second delay. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Ah, man, it's the concept is novel. Um, I love the idea because I have a lot more people that follow me on Instagram that they don't get an opportunity to see what we're doing over here on YouTube. So I was hoping that this would be an opportunity to be able to show what it is that we're doing over here on YouTube and hopefully get some of those people to migrate over. But it doesn't it doesn't seem to be working out. It's not seamless yet. Yeah, this is not going to be very useful because if I'm speaking over myself, it's kind of pointless. The problem is you have to run this through your computer. Instagram is pretty much set up to be ran on your phone. So the app on the computer is missing a lot of the features that you get on the phone when you use the phone app. Yeah, app settings. Let me see. The problem is I have to mute the Instagram um mic, I guess. That's what the instructions said, but it doesn't it doesn't allow you to get into the into the app and mute it. I'm trying to find if there's a mute button, but there isn't. Now, for those of you that are on Instagram and watching this, are you noticing a delay or hearing any feedback or like a echo in the audio? I'm just kind of curious now. Okay, they don't. All right, so it's just a delay for some reason from when you're going to StreamYard and then streaming onto Instagram. It's a horrible delay. Okay, thank you, Laro. I appreciate you checking both sides. Yeah. So the only thing is, I wish I could get rid of the volume on this, but okay, I'm gonna try minimizing the app to see if that resolves. But hey, Rico, see, and it's the other thing that's really weird is that I'm not seeing my live stream on Instagram either. I'm looking to see. Usually, it'll indicate on the top when you go live. For example, let me show you guys. You see, I would normally be up here if I'm going live on Instagram, and I'm not even seeing that. So yeah, yeah, this is not going to work. I was trying to do this because on Monday I'm going to have Raul from Aquatics and Reptiles, and he's like me. He does content both on Instagram and YouTube, and I thought that would have been a great opportunity. Uh, yeah, I agree, Rico. Yeah, it's just a delay that's really and they tell you to mute it. Let me see if see the problem is if I mute StreamYard, nobody's probably gonna be able to hear me. But let me try it just in case. Man, this is too bad. I think the idea was good, but this delay is insane because you can hear it in your headphones when you're speaking, and it's so long that you can get halfway through a sentence, like right now. It's doing it now, and so you're trying to speak and you're listening to yourself, and it's just it's this is not good. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I was hoping that I could. Yeah, this is driving me nuts. Well, I'm gonna kill the Instagram side. So For those of you that joined me on Instagram, thank you very much. I was trying to make this work, but there's still some work that needs to be done. All right, guys. All right. Well, sorry about that. I was trying to work out all the kinks. So it's always so embarrassing when you try a new application and you're doing it when you have a guest on and you're trying to work through that stuff. I didn't want to do that because then it's very detracting from the conversation you're trying to have with somebody. But it's a real bad delay. I knew there was a delay. I just didn't realize how long it was. But it's apparently like 12 seconds from the moment that I speak in here by the time it gets broadcasted all the way over to Instagram. And the problem is, according to Streamyard instructions, you're supposed to mute out Instagram, but because they're more of a phone app, their computer application is trash. It's really really bad, and you can't. It doesn't even give you a feature to control the volume on there. So I don't know how they expect you to mute it. I think if I could mute that side of it, it would be okay. The only thing that sucks is if you're on Instagram, you're going to be about 12 seconds behind whatever's going on in the chat over here. And the other thing is, you kind of have to keep the app open because unlike StreamYard, where you can see the comments that are going on YouTube, you're not going to be able to see that from Instagram unless you have the application open. Oh, okay. So it's actually, that's interesting, Laro. So it's actually going to Instagram first, although I'm hearing it second. That is insane. Oh, they still got who's getting killed. Nobody yet. Nobody yet, Matt. Hey Matt, I sent you an email. I don't know. I know you had responded because I had added the evolution tank to the fish fam, but I responded with an email. I don't know if you saw it. I'm just curious. That's all. If you did, then I understand. If you did it, then let me know what you think. But yeah, well, I was just coming up here because I think Berto's going tonight, and I don't want to step on his live stream. I didn't have anything scheduled for today. It was just one of those things where I've been wanting to do this. I tried doing it with Fernando from Fishion, and I immediately noticed that there was that delay, and I wasn't going to sit there and try to figure out. Oh, okay, thank you, appreciate it, Matt. I was not gonna sit there during the live stream and try to figure out how to lower the volume. I'm glad I didn't because it would have derailed that whole conversation because trying to work those kinks out and doing this stuff is just nuts. It's a shame. It's a very very great concept, especially for somebody like me that I tend to have a lot more members or subscribers or yeah, I guess it's subscribers on Instagram, almost twice as many as I have here on YouTube. That it would have been a great opportunity to kind of share some of the stuff that we're doing over here, and vice versa. Step on everyone's toe. You're right. Yeah, I know, but I don't have anything really important to talk about today, other than I was just kind of I think is Mike's Mike Troy's and Tori's live stream had already kind of ended, and and I know Berto's coming on pretty soon, and then you got Kenny E and everybody else that does the regular Sundays. But I just wanted to test that out. Like I said, Monday I have Raul, and he's also got a substantial following on Instagram. So I was kind of hoping that we can do that. I guess it can be done, but it's going to be way too annoying that it's going to really make it difficult to have any sort of conversation. So, but I wanted to test it. I wanted to see what you guys, what it was like on your end. If you guys are seeing a lot of this feedback or delay, or if it was an echo. Interesting. The lag is less now. Yeah, it's less now because I took down the app for Instagram. Unless is it still live on Instagram? Because I'm not seeing it on my end. See, I wish normally you could see who's going live when you're on your Instagram app, and it's not showing me even when I knew I was live, it wasn't showing me live on there. Um, so I don't know. Do you have a link to the other was shows that night? Um, Richard, what do you mean? To you, are you talking about the other interviews that I've done? Oh, it's still live on Instagram. That is interesting. So let me see. And so, how do they expect you to see the comments on Instagram if it's not showing that I'm live? So, see, the problem is if I open up the app again, which I'm doing now. Oh, it does show me live on the computer. So let me try this. Maybe I have. Let me see. Bear with me, because oh yeah, it's still live. But here's the problem. I can't lower the volume on the Instagram one, and it's driving me nuts because I'm hearing it right now. And the yeah, you can see them both. Um, oh, and the delay is not as bad anymore. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder what's going on. Uh, I guess they want more of us to use it. Okay, let me. Well, here's what's unfortunately going to happen. I'm going to close the window. Okay, if I minimize the window, I can't hear myself anymore. Hey, David, ¿cómo estás? Uh, so okay. See, now I'm hearing it. this is this is this is interesting to say the least. Let me. Okay, so apparently it'll still be live even if I close the window, which is weird. The only problem now is I can't see any comments whatsoever that are going on Instagram, which for you that are on Instagram, that's unfortunate because if you're commenting on there, I have no way to access that. But at least I'm not hearing that delay anymore. And it'll make it so that if I have that conversation with somebody, at least you guys will be able to partake in that aspect of it if you're on Instagram. Let's see. You mentioned the other YouTubes that have. Oh, okay, yeah. It's Fish Fam Link. As a matter of fact, Matt, right there, you see it up here where it says Fish Fam Link. Can somebody post the link, please? Can somebody please post the link to Fish Fam Link so that um, they can have access to that? It's for those of you that are not aware of it or haven't used it. It is an awesome tool, and Matt Only Fins is the man that created this, and it's a really neat site because it has everybody that's creating content on YouTube that is fish related and is willing to put their information on there, or they get their information gets put on there by somebody else, another content creator. Then you have access to this whole catalog of content creators that you could find somebody there that you find interesting or something that jives with what you're doing. And it also will tell you if they do live streams, when they're going live, especially if it's something that's like on a schedule where there's a lot of content creators. Unlike me, I'm not one of those that have scheduled, like they'll say like Monday nights at so and so time, that's when they go live. And you can go there and you can find all that stuff. Now, it's not just that. A lot of the big events, a lot of the fish club events, if you're willing to post your information up there, then it creates like this source where you have all this information, in one site, and it makes it real easy, real smooth, to be able to find out what's going on. Excuse me. And it's not just U.S. content creators, because I know there's some other content creators from other countries that are starting to use it now, which is kind of cool because now you get an opportunity to see what other people are doing outside of the United States, which is totally amazing. Yeah, David Hobbies, I recommend that you do that. David is another content creator originally from Mexico, like me, who just, I guess, happened to move to the United States, and he's doing some really neat stuff. He's got a relatively small channel, but you can tell that he's got a lot of experience. And I was lucky enough to kind of carry on a conversation with him in one of the live streams in Mexico. And so that's kind of what I like about that too, because like DJ Guppy Sal. Hey, saludos Mario, ¿cómo estás? este, Feliz Navidad. And so, like I started seeing Sal prior to me really getting to meet DJ Guppy, that he would pop up on the US streams and some of the streams in Mexico. And and it was kind of like interesting because when you spend as much time as I do on YouTube, you start recognizing some of the names. And when you see them in places you don't expect to see them, you're like, oh, wait a minute. And there's a few of us that are like that. Let's see, if you have Mexico Yes doing, yeah, and not only that, you start looking at some of the other countries. There's a bunch of guys that I follow from Argentina that are as cool as hell. One of them is El Tío Gupilín, total character, awesome dude. He's got his own little breeding operation, and you start seeing, this is where I love it, because all these silly riffs that happen with us, where like, oh, you should do this or you shouldn't do that or you have to do that, all that becomes argumentative here. You go to other countries and you see that they're doing exactly what, totally the opposite, and it's working fine. And they're becoming like breeding facilities, and they're doing all the same thing we're doing, but you don't see them spending their time fighting over, you have to use canisters, you have to use deep substrates, you have to use Noxic, or none of that. You don't see none of that. Everybody does their thing. If it's working, they're doing it, and they're being productive, and they're just living their best life. I have seen so many people that have gone with totally filterless. Not, you see that, and that's a misconception, because it's not filterless. What it is, it doesn't have a mechanical device that is doing the filtration, as far as something that's air driven or something that is power driven. It's just basically biological filtration. And everybody says you can't do that with a heavy bioload, but you look at these places, they're breeding the fish, and guess what? That's how they're doing it. So that's why I always kind of laugh when people spend so much energy and time and arguing about whether you have to have this or you have to have that, when you just leave the United States and you get to see what other people are doing elsewhere, and then you just gotta laugh. Let's see. Have you ever been bringing fish into Mexico? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I was doing that on a regular basis, and as long as they're not on a list, I guess, where you can't bring them in, any exotic species, you can bring them. You just declare them, like declaring alcohol or medication, because I've done it plenty of times, where they ask me what you go do in Mexico, and I'll pull out the fish bag and show them, hey, I want to go get some fish, and they're like, oh, cool, and that's it. But again, I don't keep any of the exotic fish. I'm not keeping any gars. I'm not keeping any piranhas. I'm not keeping any of that stuff, that or snakeheads, or I don't know what, arowanas. None of that stuff. Most of my stuff are live bears of some sort. I'm keeping mostly community fish. That's kind of where I'm at, and that's the part of the hobby that I'm at. Or the very common cichlids, like discus or angelfish and stuff like that. So yeah, I've never had any issue. The one thing that you cannot cross, and I found that out, is plants. You can't bring plants from Mexico. Um, Going into Mexico is a whole different story, and I've never had them check me for any of that stuff. They're more concerned about you bringing in large quantities of money or weapons. Other than that, they really don't. I've never been harassed or anything like that. So any stuff that you don't have available here. Well, here's the thing. I've got a pretty good relationship with one of the fish stores down there, and that if I ever wanted to get like an odd species, again, these are all coming from South America, though. That's where the fish. It would have to be a South American fish, and they will order for me. Here's the crazy part. They won't take money from me first. They'll wait until they bring the fish in, which I don't understand how that business model works, because I would be worried of doing a special order for somebody and then getting stuck with the fish. And but that's the way they do it. I guess they figure that if you don't take it, they'll find somebody else, or they've known me enough to know that if I were to request something, that it's because I'm serious about buying it. But I haven't taken advantage of that. For a while there, before I had to move from Mexico to here to Arizona, I was looking for epistogrammas, but they were scarce, and that's the only reason I didn't have them. Um, so, and I don't know if David. I know he. I think David, are you in a border state with Texas and Mexico? Or are you far removed from the border? Because it might be a little bit different down there if that's the case. But the and I remember because I had that conversation with the store, and oh, Florida, oh wow, you're really far removed. I don't know why I thought you were a Texas boy. But okay. Um, yeah, that's on totally opposite end. Uh, so yeah, the only one that I know for a fact is plants. I can't bring plants in. I tried it, and they said no, and so I had to. Luckily, it wasn't anything rare, or it was like some Amazon sorts that I had, that I had picked up. Yeah, I know you're from Tamaulipas, though. I knew that because you had mentioned that in the live stream. But now they're going to start hitting you up for native species out there, David. Uh, and and it was some Amazon sorts, and I think some kabamba, or what do they call it here? Yeah, uh, not anacris, and bulia. I think it's the other name. And but it must have been maybe like $5 worth of plants. So even though I lost them, but it was no big deal. I mean, it was just kind of like, all right, I was still able to bring. I think I brought at that time. I had bought some shrimp. Um, I had bought a breeding pair of angels that I was trying to breed out, and I forgot what else. I think it was like a Gara rufa, which is related to the Panagaras. Um, and I guess what I found out later on is that they called them the doctor fish because those are the ones that they use, I believe, in Asia to do pedicures. And I got it mistakenly thinking it was like a species of autocynclus because it was real small when I got them, and it wasn't until I started growing it out that I looked at it and I go, no, this is not an auto. It's one thing; it's way bigger. The coloration was different. And come to find out, that's what I had. After I did a little bit of research. See, what time is it? It's 7:12. Is anybody going live? Let me check before I decide to do anything. See, I'm gonna do what I'm telling you guys to do, to use a Fish Fam link. Now if my phone would load up quick. See, that's what, I don't know if you guys can see it. Nope. That right there is the app that I was talking about. You click on that. Oh wait, what the hell? Not very bright because I can do it over here on the screen, which would be easier, and I can share the screen with you. So let's do a little plug. All right. So this is the site that I was talking about. So those of you that are just joining in and kind of curious, this is a site. I've got two different accounts that I use to log into this, but this is what you're looking at. And you see, and here's what's really neat. You see these buttons up here? These are all tools that you can use to find out what's going on. News is stuff that's pertaining to the fish hobby, whether it's new regulations, whether it's events, any of that stuff that's going on. But this is the one that's really neat because right now it says that we have 4 people that are going live. And if you scroll down, it'll show you which content creators are actually live right now. And as you guys can see, Garcia's going live. We have Kenny, Danikin Aquatics. We have Everyday Fish Keeping, and myself. And this is really neat because if you were looking, sometimes you hop on and you're wondering who's going live, you can always check this out. Now, here's the important part. A lot of this stuff Matt has been doing out of, just his own time. So this, I think it's a really good opportunity. That's something that we can support with a Patreon account. And then you can find if anybody's released any new videos, like we have here, and it'll tell you within, I guess, time difference. This is something that's relatively new, I think, because I don't remember seeing this before. But here in the last day, because that's the tab that's highlighted, you can see all the new videos that have been released from people that are registered here. And so, again, and I think we have some reptile people in here too, some saltwater channels. I mean, anything that I guess pertains to pets, I want to say, or at least reptiles and fish. But you can see everybody that's released a video within the last day, or you can see who's done something in the last 7 days, 2 weeks. So you can see all that. Now, again, it's got the live feature, who's going live right now. It's another way you can get to that, and you can see everybody that's live. And then anybody that's released any shorts. This is also new for me. I hadn't seen this. So it's a really really neat. This is an ever evolving website, and it's also, here's the other one. The other one that's important is if you're looking for somebody. Let's say you came across a content creator. Why is it not clicking on there? Or is it? Yeah, it's not responding. Oh, wait up. Do I have stuff highlighted? Well, anyways, you can I guess up here in the search, you can look for somebody's channel name. Let's see. I think this is. I could have sorted it linked you to a different page, but okay, it's my end that's not working fast. It's still buffering. Well, anyways, you can look for. Oh, here you go, the directory. So in here, you can either select by channels, it gives you these are all the ones that are already in here, so you don't have to type in their name. You can look them up that way, or if you're trying to discover new channels, like I'm always doing, I always like coming in here and looking to see who's somebody's name that I don't recognize, and I'll go check it out and see what their channel's all about. Or you can just directly type in here, like for example, well, I guess we'll use me just for the sake of you see it. If you're already registered in there, it'll automatically pop up in here. But in here, I want to say that you can actually. No, this is not it. There's an option here if you're a first-time user where it'll allow you to add your own personal information, to be able to add yourself to this. Or if you see somebody's channel that you like and you notice that they're not registered in here, I think you can input most of their information, because I know I did it for somebody the other day, and Matt sent me the confirmation saying that the channel was added. The other thing that's cool is this calendar right here, and this one is just an indicator of who's got regular scheduled. Like these are the regularly scheduled live streams that are going on, and you can come in here and you can see who usually streams on what days and what times. Obviously, these gaps in here there's nobody doing stuff like that. I usually try to find a gap like this if I'm doing something that's not scheduled, and try it out there. But sometimes if you look at these schedules, like for example, Sundays afternoons, it is already saturated. So, I mean, if you're going to go live, just go live. It's gotten to that point now where there's that understanding that, look, you got 3 different channels over here that are all going live at the same time. It is what it is. There's only so much room on this calendar, and there's a lot more of us out here. So, but it's nice to know what's going on anyways. So that is available there for people up to be able to use. So it's a really really nice tool to have access to, and especially if it's somebody that's trying to get into the community and find out what's going on. Replays exit. I don't know. For those of you guys who are on Instagram, if it's still going live there, then that's a resource for you if you're trying to find some of the content creators that have Instagram channels and YouTube channels, That's also a very good place to be able to find them. And if for some reason they're not in there, you can suggest their channel to that website and they'll upload all their information. There's also people within the community that'll be in the streams a lot of the times, and they'll take, if they recognize a name they haven't seen before, they'll go look them up, and if it's a content creator, they'll put in that channel and they'll add it to that database. So don't be surprised if you if you happen to go and you go, wait a minute, I didn't register here. It's because probably somebody saw that you were doing some type of content and they went ahead and added you to that database, because that's really what it is. But anyways, I've already rambled way more than I was expecting to. Like I said, I was trying to see how that worked out. Let me, just out of curiosity, see if it's still going live on. It's funny because you can't see it on the phone, but let me see if I open it up again on. Yeah, it's showing me live on the computer app, which is nuts. Let me see. Let me see. Can I share the screen? Let's try this. Window, Instagram. Yeah, it looks like I can. Now, out of curiosity, no, because if I open it, it'll start doing the echo. But it's funny because you can see it there, but if you look at my phone, it's not on there. I don't know what's going on. And then you have to have the app open. Is sharing this window? Yes. Let's see if I open it. Okay, so it's there, but yeah, there's the delay. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, I just want to say thank you. I was trying to work that out. I noticed that I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted to do on Monday, but I'll continue to try it out. And yeah, you and me both, Alex. And I'll continue to try it out. Hopefully they improve that, because I'm really looking forward to the day that you can do this seamlessly and be able to broadcast on both at the same time. But other than that, I don't really have anything else for right now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, my daughter's just logged in. How you doing, mother? So tomorrow, Monday, like I said, I'll have Raul from Raul Aquatics and Reptiles, and we'll be doing this all over again. But with that said, thank you guys, and thanks for bearing with me and working out all the kinks. I'll see you guys later. Take care.